Now, let's keep a tab now on the forthcoming governorship election in Anambra State, southeast of Nigeria. At the weekend, various political parties held their primaries to choose their candidates for election. For the main opposition, People's Democratic Party, the emergence of Valentine Ozigbo as the party's candidate was still underway when another faction chose Ugochukwu Uba as its flag bearer. Even at that, some aspirants who contested in the PDP main primary are still agitated. Let's deepen the discussion as we cross live to Umuchukwu in Anambra State, where one of the PDP aspirants, Dr. Godwin Maduka, joins us now. Good to have you, Doctor. I hope you can hear me.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes, again. We remember the first interview we had not long before the primaries. Let me begin by putting it this way. Many keep lauding Anambra for putting its best feet forward. They say it's it best exemplifies contestation where you have competitiveness but not combativeness, where you have a fierce fight but it doesn't actually become, like fatal. Was that your own experience? Was it fair?
Well, the way it is that party did what they had to do. The people of Anambra that were supposed to vote for the governorship never made it to the place. So the people that voted really are not really the representative of the party. They are called super delegates. And most of them never even saw me speak. Most of them don't know me. The people that know me are the statutory delegates and the ad hoc delegates. So all I can say is that party decided to do what they had to do, and the people that I've been talking to for the past 2 years who represent the majority of the party never made it to the place of voting for the new governor. And that really is a party for them to decide if who they select actually is who the people from the PDP, the majority of the PDP, who would like to vote in the election of the party candidate.
All right, Mr. Maduka, permit me to take you a little bit backwards. And as it stands right now, we know that two individuals emerged from two different factions. But from your own standpoint, which primary was the authentic primaries representing the ethos of the PDP?
First of all, I was hearing myself. I'm still hearing myself. So there's a delay in this. So it's almost like when I talk, I have to wait until the echo coming back to me is finished. So the technical people need to fix it. I don't want to be hearing echoes. But I understand your question. Which faction is the real candidate? I don't know which faction we're talking about right now. But what I know is that the majority of the PDP members should be allowed to vote in this election. The people we've been campaigning to for almost 2 years, the statutory and the ad hoc delegates. You can't go to a hall where you're supposed to be selected and you only know 20% of the people. And I can say Most of them haven't been to Anambra for the past 2 years. Now, I'm not the spokesman for the party, but as an aspirant, everybody who has in Anambra knew and know now I would have won that contest squarely because of my message to the people of Anambra. Okay. So, all I'm saying is the party can do what they need to do to make sure that people have faith in this party instead of getting few people who have their own interests to go and vote. I don't think they represent the majority of PDP members, the people that voted.
All right, sir. In the Valiant,
they call them. Go ahead.
Yes, all right, because from what I'm seeing here, the reason why I asked that particular question was because from the 218 delegates that actually voted at the primaries, which was held on Saturday, Valentine Ozigbo actually has 62, and you scored 5 votes. So there's almost a discrepancy because you're saying that your own people were not allowed to vote, and some of the people there were unknown faces, but certainly you still had people who came out to vote for you.
Have you ever gone to the campaign hall that was supposed to vote for you, for the governor of this great state of Anambra, and you go there, you only know about 10% of the people, the majority. And for the past 2 years and a half, I've been going everywhere in Anambra State, talking to the people. Not only talking to the members of PDP, I was also talking to everybody in Anambra. And I said, and I'm saying it again, if you leave it to the statutory delegates and the new ad hoc delegates, I will win this stuff. I will win the governor of Anambra State under PDP. The list, the people that are supposed to vote, changed about 5 times. I don't know what kind of democracy it is. I am not faulting my party, but I'm faulting the system. I don't understand how we can head on to the voting hall and you have the list of the people. Maybe you can go ahead and campaign to and talk to them. Let them know your mandate. Let them know what is it that you're going to do for a great state. And you meet those people a night before. You go back, the whole list will change again. And most of the list, I can tell you that less than 10% or 5% is the people I know. You understand?
Yes.
So I believe that system is flawed, and I love my great party. Okay. And my supporters are really agitating. And whatever I'm saying, you can check it out, talk to the party chairman, local and federal, find out why is it the people that are supposed to vote for the primary supposed to have the list. I know there's issues within the party, but you can't keep changing the people that vote, removing them, selecting them, adding them. Some of them didn't qualify to vote. So, as far as I'm concerned, at my age and experience worldwide, this can't happen in Africa if we're going to see tomorrow.
Okay.
We can't do this kind of stuff if we want to join the rest of the world in democracy.
Dr. Maduka.
We shouldn't call it democracy unless we understand how it's done. Let the will of the people happen. And I can tell you, everywhere in Anambra, independent of the party, they want Dr. Maduka to be the next governor because I came here not just for money, not for power, not for fame. I have all that already. I came down here to work for my people. For the past 30 years, I've been contributing in Anambra State. No aspirant hear what I say, none of them have done what I have done for this state. I am loved by my supporters and I love them. They know why I'm here. So when they come to my party, they need to work it out. Having factions and no factions, we need to make the system work. Otherwise, there won't be a governor coming from this party because we have too many factions. So they need to come together, find out who the people want, give him a consensus, that person rule from PDP. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for drawing attention to that. You spoke of your supporters who are agitating. Some of them have gone as far as to say that there was a coup against you in particular. I want to know if you hold that view. You said the list was changed up to 5 times. I think the one that is documented is that it was changed 3 times in 24 hours. So I'm curious, even though you say your party and the system, you're trying to split hairs, is it possible that they cite court orders for having changed the list? Is it possible that your party and the system are one and the same? And then what will you do going forward if you agree that a coup is leveled against you? Are you planning to change parties?
Right now, it's still in the process. I'm waiting for my party to come together and see what is best for them. If they really want to produce a governor. Right now, there's factions. It's interesting, my part of the faction is the great people of PDP in Anambra State, almost 75 to 80% of them who wants me to be the next governor. And they weren't allowed to partake in the voting. Understand? If there's a coup against me, it's a coup against progress. If there's a coup against me, it's a coup against the children of Anambra and Nigeria. If there's coup. So if anybody actually want to get me out of the system, they really don't want a good thing to come to the state. Everybody know, in Anambra and the whole of Igbo land, I'm still #1 philanthropist ever. Okay? And I came down here to make sure that this great state takes the right direction and the people will get what they need. This is not about special interests. Nobody can speak for the rest of the state. The people of this state should be allowed to talk. They should be allowed to choose their own governor. We shouldn't have a group of people who try to make some kind of they get together and decide who they want. They don't speak for the people of Anambra State. Because I know I've been part of this state. I've been part of building Anambra for the past 30 years. There's no aspirant that have done what I have done with my own money. And I can't sit back and allow anybody to come in here and decide for our people so we can keep staying in the same place with no advancement in our way of life, in the area of education, in the area of medicine, in the area of agriculture, in the area of women and youth empowerment, transportation, air, land and sea, ICT, in the area of energy, solar energy. All these things that I'm coming down with, social welfare, these people don't even understand the half of it. I lived in a great nation of America for 40 years. Out of that 40 years after my education, I started coming home and started building my people. I love Anambra, and I love the great people of Nigeria. I love Africa, and I love the blackness all over the world. We have been put down for so long. Enough is enough. If you know you don't know what the people want, step aside. Let them choose. But I tell the people of Anambra, I came here with decency. I came here to work for them. I came here to make sure that everything that will be going wrong is done right. Isn't there a flaw when you have two factions, one faction and another faction? You shouldn't have factions in a party. You should have consensus where we're going to go forward.
Dr. Maduka, permit me to actually just hear from you on two things quickly, very quickly. One of them, you've been alluding to the fact that these factions might hurt the PDP going to the 6th of November poll. And if you had an opportunity to advise the party on the way forward, what would you like to see happen at this moment in time?
Thank you. They still have time to bring it together. Okay? I will go as long as it takes to protect this beautiful party called the PDP. But if the house is broken, you have to repair it. If a house is broken, repair it. PDP have never produced a governor for the past how many years? At my age, I'm considered an elder. People need to grow up and realize you have the lives of millions of people in your hand. It shouldn't be a politics as usual. Whatever decision you make will affect somebody. A lot of people will die out of the policy you put forward. Produce the wrong governor, a lot of people will die. If they don't die out of hunger, they die out of maltreatment. They die out of the way you run the government. We know that Anambra is in trouble. But we're not going to allow a group of few people to select their governor. Allow the people to do it. We, the party, still have a chance to do the right thing.
Okay.
We don't really care much about factions. We care about the consensus. We care about the people of Anambra, especially the PDP. If they want, they should go and allow the people to put a ballot right now.
Okay. Dr.
I will agree with whatever they come up with, and that will be the person I will vote, that will go for their governor.
Okay, Dr. Maduka, thank you so much. Governorship Aspirant, PDP. Thank you, sir.